Welcome everyone to Coaching Session. My name is Michael Rearden and I'll be your mindset coach today. And today we're going to be talking about new opportunity. And similar to what we were speaking about on Monday, we have an option to start something new, a new task, a new job, a new mindset, right? We are now going to be operating under, what's coming next in our life? And we need to understand, we need to make sure what comes next is what is for us, number one, and it's going to be good for us. Whether we take a hit in the beginning, we're going to talk about that. And then the end result too, because we have to look at the beginning, the middle, and the end. We have to look at the start and the finish. If we just look at the finish, then we're just dreamers. If we just look at the beginning, then we're going to be worrying. Maybe so more than others. So we're going to be talking about that type of new opportunity, that new type of mindset in today's episode. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and to do all those things that videos like. So the new opportunity that we're going to have, episode 101, wow, like we are making our way, right? New opportunities on a consistent basis. And we have to understand, similar to how a career is, you have a promotion track, right? You might not get a promotion and you might be upset that you didn't get the promotion, but we have to understand something. Were you qualified to get that promotion? Were you doing all the work that you needed in order to get that promotion? Many people get upset that they don't get the promotion, but they're not willing to put in the groundwork. Similar to how we have winners in, for example, Mr. Olympia. Do you think they just show up to the contest wearing their flannel pajamas after a night of drinking and eating potato chips? No. These people have been in the gym working their butts off for the past months, years. They are hungry for that victory, for that new opportunity. Even though that new opportunity is a risk, a chance, uncertain, we have to have some type of faith. And it's similar to how we move when many of my clients come in and they get coaching for the first time. They don't know me necessarily, right? They might know me from the podcast, know me from the blogs. Maybe they had a consultation and they're going to bet on me, right? They're going to bet on this opportunity. And when they do that, they create an opening for hope, right? Hope is just going to be one of those things that we think about. I hope this works out. But it's not so much that I hope this works out anymore. It's like, this is going to work out, but I need to make sure I put in the work. I talked about this earlier, but since we're just trying to go full throttle and then always returning to that mindset, that seed, even though I have an affordable coaching program, even though I have helped hundreds, if not thousands of clients at this time, what I can tell you with many of the clients who come to me is that they want something more in their life and they're willing to invest in it. And that's the key. We have to be willing to invest. If we're not willing to invest in some type of manner, then we don't necessarily want to keep on pushing because we don't have anything that is on the line, right? And we can put money on the line. We can put time on the line. We can put our health on the line, right? There are so many different things that we can put on the line. It's just that we have to understand which one do people value more. In reality, time and money are going to be the two biggest factors in what someone is willing to invest. If you don't have a lot of it, it's going to be money. If you have a lot of money, then it's going to be time. And many people who come to me, it's going to be maybe a mixture of the two because it's going to be like middle class. Even for the people who are in the lower class, money is going to be that factor, right? Well, I'm going to give this guy a couple $100 to help me coach for the month. And it's a risk, right? Because you don't know what you're going to get. And always after the first session, everyone says, wow, that's actually better than I thought it would be, right? Because not only is my coaching program affordable, but it's also effective. And they realize that, whoa, I can't believe how effective this was, how good it was for me. Because we have so many thoughts in our mind. As soon as you start talking, as soon as we start working, I listen and I make sure, well, let's figure out what your brain is doing. And then wherever your brain is going, I just say, hey, look at this. Because our brain does something very unique. When we start speaking, we say the things that we don't necessarily pay attention to, right? And what does that mean, right? You say things, you don't pay attention to them. For example, you might say, yeah, I want to go to the gym, but I've just been so busy with work. What does that mean, right? You've been so busy at work? No, rightfully so. You might be a busy person. You might not be able to go to work. I'm not saying that you can't go to work. I'm not saying that you shouldn't go to the gym or you should go to the gym over work. What I am going to say is, well, if you say you're busy and you can't go to the gym, you must not value the gym. Do you tell your spouse that you're busy if they ask you to do something? No. You're going to say, okay, I'll figure it out. And that's where many people are. They don't want to figure it out. And it's just those little clicks, those little mind spasms that people have, those roadblocks that they give themselves. I don't have time. Yet, I can find time just from looking at your schedule on the first, second session. We will find time for anything you want to do. You want to start a new career? This is where we do it. If you want to start getting in a better body, this is how we do it. If you want to get into a better relationship, this is how we do it. There's structure, right? And we focus on one, maybe two things at a time. We don't say, okay, well, what do you want to do? Well, I want to take over the world. I want to have my own company. I want to be in shape. I want to have a bunch of money. Okay, well, let's work on one thing at once, right? Because our brain does better when we are focused. We're not running around. We're not trying to multitask. We become less effective. We need to be effective. So when we're looking at new opportunity, we need to see something. What is going to be the outcome? That outcome is going to help us figure out, hey, I need to do this, right? We can basically look at how to build a house. We start with the foundation and we go from there. There's a process in mindset too. There's a process in career development. There's a process in finding a good relationship. There's a process. And for many people, they think they could just skip the process, or that they're above the process, or that they're going to get lucky or fortunate and Mr. Right falls into their lap, or Mrs. Universe falls into their lap, right? Whoever that person is, right? Or the dream job, the dream career. Sometimes you have to work your butt off, just like when you're getting in shape. Do you think in the beginning months of you working out are going to be pretty? No, it's going to be a whole lot of suck, and it's going to be miserable. You're going to feel like your heart's trying to jump out of your chest. And you did that. You made yourself get into that bad shape. It wasn't your mom. It wasn't your dad. It wasn't your friend, your boyfriend or girlfriend. It was you. You decided not to put health as a priority. And now that health is a priority, now you're getting scared. Now you're getting worried. Wow, look how much weight I gained. Look how out of shape I am. I can't even walk up a flight of stairs without having a heart attack. And I understand society is saying that you can be big and beautiful. And if you want to believe that, that's fine. You can. And I'm not saying that you're not beautiful, right? But at the same time, are you healthy too? Because what mindset is going to be a healthy type of mindset. If you believe that you look okay, then that's fine, right? That's your belief. And I'm not around over here being an image consultant saying, oh, you're this, you're that. You're not going to get this person because you look like this. That's not what I do. You tell me what you want and then we go get it. It is as simple as can be. And that type of new opportunity that we create is going to lead you to what you're thinking about, what you want. So how do we know what we want though? Many people just kind of go through life and they just take what the world gives them. And we have an inclination of what we want. It's just that many people don't go after or pay attention to it. Just going past our mindset, right? We have a good, strong mindset, let's say, and we're able to accomplish things. We're able to be efficient and proficient. But guess what? There's something that we are missing, right? We're missing that drive and that determination, right? We are the people, again, who can make things possible in our life, whether it be a job opportunity, again, a new relationship opportunity, again. Will it succeed? Yes or no, right? And of course, some of it is going to be up to chance, right? Because we don't necessarily know a relationship is going to work from the start. Now, we can also look at the beginning of the relationship to make sure it is going to be a strong type of relationship. We make sure the foundation is set. You just don't build a home on top of the foundation. You make sure the foundation is set and proper and leveled. If not, you redo it, because that is what we need. a strong foundation, a strong starting point. And when we have that strong starting point, then we can look at any new opportunity, any new challenge, any new task, and then go for it. Just going back to what I have accomplished, because we do have to see that it is possible. And when I left teaching in 2016, I basically threw myself into the wilderness. Like, I didn't really have much idea of what I wanted to do. Now, I was dabbling with things that I was good at, right? Like finance and accounting. I was good at it. I can make good money, right? And it was something that I didn't necessarily hate, but it didn't bring me any type of fulfillment when I did it. Just because I was good at it didn't mean it should be something I should be pursuing for the long term. So after I left teaching, I said, let me do finance again. Let me just check it out, make sure I didn't leave anything on the table. And even though I could have been making easily over 6 figures a year, just doing someone's numbers, I said, no, I don't want to do this, because I can make 6 figures doing exactly what I'm doing right now. And what I was thinking about initially when I had started the transition in my career was, what's the quickest way to get there? Because I knew when I was going to build a company, I would have to build my brand. I would have to build my clientele. I would have to build websites. So many different things that needed to be built. So many different things needed my attention. And so I said to myself, yeah, I do have many things that need to be taken care of, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I can't do them, right? I can do them. It's just going to take a lot of work and commitment from my end. And that's what I did, right? I took the long road, right? I took the difficult road. Yeah, I could have been making 6 figures on day 1, or I could have been making 7 figures on year 3. It's a big difference. I would rather suffer for 3 years, take the hard road, and then come year 3, I'm on easy street. I can go on vacation when I want. I can do what I want. I can be where I want. And there's nothing tying me down. But in order for me to attain that type of freedom, I had to give up that quick fix, right? That quick feeling of, wow, I'm making good money, right? And many people just look for, okay, what's the highest paying job, right? What's going to be maybe the most fulfilling, but it might not be the highest paying job. And that's what I did with teaching, right? I got in a good paying job and it was fulfilling, but at the same time, I still wanted more. Admittedly, I would say money was a factor too, right? I wanted just more in my life. And it's okay to want as much as you want, because if you have a good surplus or good foundation, then you can start to build even more, and you can create new opportunities in multiple sectors of your life. Because Reven Concepts is just one of my businesses. There's going to be more businesses that are going to be coming down the pipeline in the years. Those are going to be different types of businesses. This business is geared at helping people become more, right? If you want to reach some place in your life, this is what you have to do, right? You should be here with me trying to figure out, let's get you to a new place. And it's not as difficult as you may think it is. It's just going to be figuring out a plan and then going through with it. And you're going to notice many things when you start coaching. You're going to notice that the obstacles that you create are there because of you, not because of me, not because of mom, not because of dad, not because of a friend or your spouse or your partner, because of you. You put those there. And we have to learn not to make our life any more difficult than it needs to be. And we have to have a plan, and we have to have some direction for us to move toward. So if you're presented with a new opportunity, would you take it? Would you just say, well, this new opportunity is not exactly what I wanted, but it could develop into something more? Do you take it? Many people look for just the perfect. I want the perfect partner. And they spend their whole life trying to find the perfect partner. Do they find them? Maybe, right? But then why do 50% of marriages end in divorce? I thought they were perfect, right? Do you just not marry someone who's not perfect and then, oh, well, this person wasn't perfect. You know, I knew that when I married them, right? How's our mind operating, right? There's so many different facets to our mind than just, okay, well, I'm thinking, I'm getting signals that I'm hungry, that I'm cold, and that I need to do something different. Many people just go through life and they just take what they get. And they're not happy in the end with what they got. Stop taking what you get. Just because it's free or just because it was easy to get doesn't mean it's going to be something of quality that you should hold on to in your life. Now, again, just because you start slow doesn't mean you can't end in first place. Many people think that they have to start this race and that they have to be going 100 miles an hour because if they start slow, they won't be first place. And if they start fast and they burn out, they give up because they basically say, now I'm never going to get first place. What's the point now? And that's where many people are again. They try and they try and they try. And since they failed 1 or 2 times, they say, you know what? I'm done. It's not so much that we try and we try and we fail. It's if we're failing constantly, we need to figure out why we are having that failure. Because sometimes we're just having a failure because we're not doing the necessary things, or our mind is not necessarily focused on what it really is looking at. And if we're looking at a task, a job, whatever, and we don't see it as something of value, we're not going to push. And at that point, if you don't want to push anymore, we have to have a pivot. Because if we don't have the pivot, then that's where things start to happen. And the things that start to happen are going to be your insecurity, more fear of failure. And then you're going to say, why even bother doing this new thing when I can just operate under the old thing? So many people are going to just have a hard time just getting over that. But the opportunity I would like to give you before the end of this podcast is the opportunity for your best self. How do we get to our best self? And there's no right way to get there. There is no one way to get there. There's going to be multiple avenues for you to get to that place. If you are able to get it your first try, great. If you're not able to get it your first try, that's not a problem either. We have to understand something, that when we start a task, a journey, there's going to be a lot of uncertainty that we have to deal with, that we have to overcome basically, because just because we don't know what's on the top of the mountain peak doesn't mean we shouldn't be hungry and try to reach it. And of course, you have to put everything into perspective. What you do now and then what you do later, right? Have a plan, create a schedule or routine that's going to help you, saying, okay, this is what needs to be done. And many people just kind of go with the flow. And though that's a way of living, right? So think if you're like your surfer people, your hippies, right? Those type of free, type of nomadic people. There's nothing wrong with thinking like that. There's nothing wrong with living a life like that, free and carefree. But at the same time, when you want something more in your life, when you want some type of direction, some type of end goal, there's going to be something that you have to do. And that's going to be, you have to look at any new opportunity that you have, any new task that comes your way, and you have to see it on day 1 and on day 100. Where are you going to be in 3 months? Then from day 100, just move up. Where are you going to be in 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? That is the secret. That is the trick. When we can start to have that forward thinking, then we can say, this is where I'm going to be. And if we're not there, we need to adjust our time frame. Because if we say I'm going to lose 10 pounds every single month and we lost 7 pounds, why did we not reach 10 pounds? Is the reason why we were too ambitious? Or is the reason why we were too lazy? Or we didn't have the right type of regimen, whether it be diet or fitness? There's so many different things, and it's not just fitness. It could be in any aspect. Career, same thing. Why are you not getting the promotion? Doesn't matter if you're male or female. It matters about the track. Now, of course, you might say, oh, I'm in a sexist job and they prefer hiring men over women, or vice versa, right? We're not going to operate under the bounds of limits, because the limits that you place on yourself are in your mind. And if you have a limit that you believe is in a job or profession, then you need to break through, right? If you can't break through, get a coach. They're going to help you break through. because it's simply speaking about what you want, speaking what you want into existence. I want this. I'm going to get this. It's about being favorable. You're not going to make everyone happy in your life. And the new opportunities that you have, you might be leaving some best friends that you've had since kindergarten behind. And it's not that you don't love them anymore. It's just that you know your path and where you're going, and that they're not going to be able to follow you. And of course, you can tell them they're free to follow you all they want, but you're not going to be there to hold their hand. They have to do it on their own accord, their own energy, their own 2 feet. And as long as they can keep up, then they can be there. But many people are just going to be living their life the way they're living their life. When's the last time you worried about someone else that you never met before in your life? It is more easier when the news is posting pictures and videos of war and of people suffering, right? Then we can say, oh, those poor people, right? And it's just a distraction in a sense for us to not look at our life. We compare ourselves and we can be grateful, right? It's good to be grateful. But at the same time, what is that causing us? It's causing us to say, whoa, my life is pretty good. Their life is pretty sucky right now. And I should be happy with what I have. And it's okay if right now that I don't have the job I want, I'm not making the money that I want, that inflation is at a record high and that gas prices are going up and I'm about to lose my home because of the mortgage. There's so many different things that can be going on at any given time that will make us lose focus on the priority in our life, whether that be us, spouse, family member, whoever it is. We have to understand that the opportunity that comes next from you caring and from you paying attention in your life and the life that's around you, your environment, is going to be exactly what you want it in the end. But if you don't know what you want, then how can you get what you want? Because you don't even know what you want. So start to be more definitive in these new opportunities that come your way every single day. Because every new day is a new opportunity. You have a new opportunity to be more than you were the day before. You have a chance to be a better person than you were the day before. And if you keep working and making progress, it has a compound effect. Just because you go to the gym and you do only 2 push-ups doesn't necessarily mean you're out of shape. Because those 2 push-ups are going to lead in a week to 3 push-ups. And then it has a compound effect. And then you're going to 5 push-ups, 7 push-ups, 10 push-ups. We keep getting stronger with each new day. But the new opportunity that many people have, they go out and they squander it. They go out and they waste it. They go out and be less efficient. And they don't go after everything that they should be going after. We have to start to change that and treat every new opportunity as our last opportunity. Because if we don't have any more new opportunities, we're dead. So let's start to live again. My name is Michael Rearden. I'm a mindset coach here in Austin, Texas. If you have any questions, email me, coachinginsession@gmail.com. I will see everyone for the next episode of Coaching in Session. Until then, everyone take care.